Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Monday. It's Daryl here. It is bright and freaking early, man. It's 3 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, so like I said, some mornings I go through I tell you guys over and over, I go through all the news feeds. I go through TMZ, all the political stories and everything to try to find something to do for a video in the morning. And I've been very busy. It was a family member's birthday just yesterday, and there's a lot of things going on. And I didn't have a story to do this morning. The thing is, I see when I download a video every single morning, I watch this, I see the views come in. The first hour, I get the most views out of any time of the day. And there's people, I can see that there's people that actually, within the first 2 to 5 minutes, I see views at 3 or 4 in the morning, and it blows my mind that somewhere in the world or in the country, people it's not a whole lot. It's like a dozen or 2 dozen people, but it's still cool that you guys do that. So I couldn't find anything that grabbed my attention this morning. I'm working on another video for later today, but I didn't have anything for first thing this morning. So I was looking for something to talk about. And I always go to Bam Margera or Britney Spears. And I went to Britney Spears' Instagram post, and I kind of got hypnotized. This is what I want to talk about this morning. I got hypnotized by this one video. I kept watching it over and over again, and I realized how awkward Britney and Cade, her manager slash boyfriend, Cade Hudson, look dancing in this video. I'll put the link right on top so you can see what I'm talking about. And what I'm talking about in this video is it reminds me of me looking like a fool. One time I remember dancing like this, and I remember looking like a fool. So that's what we're going to talk about really quick, and this is kind of a short video, but I just wanted to share something with you guys until later this morning when I do another video. So anyway, like I said, the link will be right down below, and in this video, this clip that Britney downloaded, it was probably in the last 2 weeks, or last about 10 days she downloaded this video, and I've seen it a couple times, but I never really watched it closely, and I just got kind of hypnotized by how awkward Cade Hudson looks. When a tall guy, I'm a tall guy, and when a tall guy dances, especially dancing in shorts with no shirt on, it's a tall, skinny guy, you can't look good. And in this video, like I said, the link will be right down below. I watched Britney, and Britney is just obsessed with herself. It's like the two of them are not even dancing together. But watching Cade Hudson, her manager slash boyfriend, dancing in this video, it just looked so sadly awkward. One thing I remember I always thought I was a good dancer, like when I was younger. One thing I learned, I remember seeing on 2.5 Men, Charlie Sheen was giving advice to his little nephew. I can't remember the kid's name was that played on 2.5 Men, but his advice to him when he dances was not to move his arms and just kind of sway back and forth and move his feet, and that's good advice. In this video where Cade Hudson is dancing, he's like mouthing the words, and he's like trying to move his hands and mouth the words to the video. It looks so awkward. Not to mention the guy is so tall that most of his head is cut off, like in the so you can see Britney, but you can't see the top of his head. And I just got hypnotized this morning by how awkward this guy looks. But the worst part of this video is one thing I learned is this is the point of this video. You don't dance to Guns N' Roses. This is something I learned, and I'll share this with you. In this video, he dances to Sweet Child of Mine, and he's doing stuff with his fingers and making hand gestures at the camera, and it just looks so awkward. And it reminded me of this one very embarrassing time. Now you have to remember, I was using, and I remember I used quite a bit. That's not what this video is about, but I was using a real lot at this period in my life, and it was the export of Colombia, if you know what I'm talking about. And I used an awful lot of it before me and my friend went into this dance bar. I think it was the Russian Lady in Hartford, Connecticut, or it was a Russian Lady, and it was dance night. That's a big bar in Hartford, and there's all pretty women dancing on the floor, and this is in about 1989. Well, like I said, I was in another world at this when I went into the bar. My jaw was probably moving back and forth, and I was all tweaked. And in the jungle, by Guns N' Roses comes on. And I used back then, me and my friends, this is so sad, we used to do this Axl Rose imitation where he kind of like he walks and he does this in the jungle, and I go out onto the dance floor and I'm dancing by myself. Like I said, I'm in another world. I use so much of this substance, so I start swaying back and forth doing my Axl. This is so sad. I was about 25, 26 years old, and the whole song plays. And by the end of the song, I'm not even watching, and I'm just going back and forth doing my Axl imitation in the middle of the floor. And when the song ends, I realize there's nobody around me, and everybody had just stopped dancing, and people were just staring at me and laughing. It's really kind of sad. Like I said, this is the kind of thing where when I used to use, I thought I was, my perception of what I thought I looked like and what I actually looked like were so different. Now that I'm clean and sober, it's so easy to spot people like this. People that have drank too much or used too much of these substances. I see myself. It's sad when I see people doing this stuff. But this video with Cade Hudson dancing to Paradise City just reminded me, you don't dance to Guns N' Roses. It never looks good. And I learned that the hard way, trying to do my Axl Rose imitation, tweaked to the By Jesus back in the late 80s. All right, I will be back later. Let me know what you think about this video. I'll put the link right down below. Also, there's going to be a link down below where just on November 11th, they did a Saturday Night Live skit about Britney's new movie, The Woman in Me, and it's really funny. They have auditions. It's a skit where they have auditions to read for her book, do the audio for her book, and the funniest one is Steve-O. I think one of the funniest ones is Steve-O. I'll put the link to that down below so you guys can see what I'm talking about. I will be back later with another video. You guys have a good Monday.